Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Cummins. I am a therapist and coach, helping people to get rid of things holding them back, helping them to embrace their confidence, their higher selves, and create the future that they want. I wanted to do these podcasts to have some conversations with people that I hold in high regard, people that I look up to, people that I enjoy talking to. And today I have my wonderful friend, Peter Matthew. Peter is in the beautiful island in Cork in Ireland. He is a spiritualist teacher, a medium. He holds meditations. He teaches people healing. He's a very spiritual guy with lots of wisdom and lots of wonderful things to share with us. So the two of us getting together, hopefully, with the craziness that's going on our planet right now, we will be able to help people, give people a little bit of break from it all, and help people to maybe kind of increase their happiness levels, their energy, and I think that's what the world needs right now. So Peter and I are going to try and do that for you today. So welcome, Peter. Thank you very much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Hi, Angela. How are you? Good to hear from you.
I'm really well, thanks. Yourself?
I'm very well.
Good, good. So let's talk, right? Let's first of all have you tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do day to day.
Sure. Well, as you said, I'm a spiritualist teacher and a medium. And I suppose I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love to help people, to serve people. I love to represent the spirit world, be the voice for the spirit world, to bring true messages of love, support, and most importantly, I suppose, unconditional love.
I am always amazed when I have a reading with you. I am blown away. I mean, you and I were just talking the other day, and you said three words out of the blue to me: hot water bottle, which, if anybody knows my mum, knows that that's synonymous with Pauline. It's just amazing. You are incredibly gifted, and I know we've spoken about this gift before. You believe that we all have this gift, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see it as a gift, really. I see it as an ability, because I think gift is a word that makes me more special than everybody else, which I'm not, because we are all one and we are all part of each other, and we're all part of that God force or that God light or source energy, whatever you wish to call it.
So it's not so much that you're special, that you've been given this gift. It's just maybe that this is where your interest is. It's something that you've been able to hone, but potentially all of us could be doing this.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah. Really, it's just, I suppose it's not a job to me, it's a vocation. I'm just very passionate about what I do. I love to be in the power of the spirit, to be in the power of God. And of course, I love to be in the power of people.
So obviously people that kind of know us, or people that move in these sorts of circles, might understand mediumship, but in case there's anybody listening that really doesn't understand it, how would you describe what mediumship is?
Yeah, I suppose mediumship in a nutshell really is my own consciousness tapping into a higher vibration to be able to see, hear, or feel the world of the spirit, or anybody that wishes to come forward to commune with a client, or let it be an audience reading that I'm doing. That's what it is, really. Just being able to show people that there is no death, that life is eternal, that we're eternal beings, and that unconditional love is eternal, and that our loved ones, family, friends are not gone. They may be gone physically out of this world, but energetically or spiritually, they're never gone from us. They're always part of us and part of our consciousness.
I love that. I love how you describe that. I often say, and I think you say something similar, that I'm not a human with a soul, but I'm a soul wearing a human costume. So it
Yeah.
takes it makes it less serious about the human side of it, right? This is like, I'm come for a kickabout on planet Earth. I knew that there was going to be, you know, I knew that there was going to be coronavirus. I knew that there was going to be dementia. I knew that there was going to be EMF radiation. I knew there was going to be suicide. But we decided to come anyway, because we know that we are eternal, and that once that physical body expires, what is it that you say, that we're actors and actresses?
Yeah, I suppose I have a couple of sayings, but we're spiritual beings housed in a physical human body, or we're almost like actors and actresses that have come to play out a role. And that's when we get back to the spirit world one day, that's not who we really are, because we don't carry in the spirit world any bad or negative thoughts or emotions. It's pure positive vibrational energy.
So I get the feeling that when we slip on this human costume, we also get the human ego along with it. And obviously the human ego detracts us from that higher self connection, that part of us that we can connect to, that most of us don't connect to because we're too much involved in that thinking, fearful ego mind. And I obviously I'm going to let you talk about this, but part of what you do in order to tune into that consciousness is basically shut that ego part of you up. Is that right?
Absolutely. And it's just really allowing myself to become in tune with my power, to become in tune with my light. So therefore, then the spirit world know I'm ready to work. Stepping into my power, really.
So I would guess with everything that you do, you don't fear death.
No, and there was a time I was absolutely terrified of death, terrified of the word. When I was quite small, I was terrified of it. But now, no, not at all.
And that's
because there is no death. Our life is eternal. We're eternal beings.
Okay. So that takes the seriousness a little bit away from this human experience. If we understand that picture, and if we understand that when our loved ones do leave us, that they are, I guess, in a better place, right? There's no fear, there's no, sibling rivalry, there's
nothing, just unconditional love and bliss. There's no forgiving to do, nothing like that.
Okay, so in terms of obviously you being a spiritualist teacher, being a medium, I know obviously you and I talked about, sorry?
And minister as well.
Oh yeah, Reverend. I should have given you your full title, Matthew. That's awesome. Obviously there's various different modalities, and I know you do lots of teaching, you do lots of workshops and retreats. And I've been saying to you, let's do some online ones while everything's going crazy at the moment. So I'll keep pushing you on that one.
Sure.
But everyone has these abilities to be a healer, to be a medium, to be a psychic. It's just obviously that society or programming or ego tells us it's rubbish and that we should be, getting involved in the rat race and doing the, all the things that normal, in inverted commas, people do. Are you finding at the moment that there's a bit of a shift going on with people on the planet? Do you think that it's obviously it's a worrying time for a lot of people? What would you kind of say about right now in terms of what you do and what's going on?
I believe there's a lot of kind of reintegration going on in the world at the moment, obviously, but a lot of reintegration going on with ourselves. I believe that the veil between our world and the spirit world is lifting and becoming more thinner. So therefore, people are going to have more spiritual encounters and experiences. And I had been saying that over the last couple of years to students and different people that I've met along the way through my work.
So somebody that doesn't understand any of this, that's maybe looking to us for some guidance or inspiration, that could sound a little bit scary, that the veil is lifting. What does that mean?
I believe it just means that there's going to be more calmness in the world, not as much hatred, judgment, anger, resentment. There's more love coming.
Well, it's
and more of a community of the globe, I suppose, really coming more at one, I suppose, with
feeling
one another.
Yeah. Because at the moment, obviously, with everything that's going on, today's the 6th of April, obviously, various countries have been going through various things, most of us on lockdown for a while. And although the media might sensationalize a lot of the problems, a lot of the issues, there is a beautiful, beautiful sense of community going on. I think people are realizing what's important and what isn't. Nobody's necessarily, well, I don't know, maybe there are people out there that are desperate to get to Louis Vuitton when the shops open again. But I don't think people are actually, I think people are realizing, and that sense of community, the amount of people that are reaching out to people that they've never met before, their neighbors, and just trying to help. Because I think if we can push that ego fearful mind of ours aside and naturally be who we are, that's who we are.
Absolutely. That's really us connecting or integrating with our light and our power.
I like that. I think that's what the world does need.
Not wanting or expecting anything, just going with the flow, just going with the process of life, really.
And that's very difficult for people, especially, the work
And
that I do with
trusting.
my clients. Going with the flow
Mhm.
generally is a very difficult thing to do. But especially at the moment, it's a very difficult thing to do. And I kind of described it to some of my clients lately. It's like, you've got to be the lighthouse. As the storms are going on around you and the craziness is going on around you, of course, it's easy to jump into that and go down fear and worry street. But it's better to stand in your own power and be your own light and and enhance yourself, work on yourself, be kind to yourself, accept yourself and feel the love that's going on, expand your vibration, expand your energy and send it out to the world. I mean, you do that in your meditations, do you not?
Yeah, completely. And, I will just add there as well. I suppose too many people are reading too much into news and social media, and that's obviously putting them into more of a fearful, scared place. I mean, we all have to keep in touch or in tune with what's going on in the world, but I don't believe we've to be doing it every minute of every day. We know exactly what's going on.
And we don't
It's
need
not,
to buy into the fear either. I mean, really,
no,
media should be renamed fear mongering, as far as I'm
yes,
concerned.
I agree with you there, definitely.
I've thought that for many a years. I haven't watched television in a long time. I think it's called programming for a reason. And adverts will put the fear of God into you and get you spending your money on crazy things so that your head doesn't fall off. I really have been distanced from that myself for a long time, but especially now. I mean, everywhere you look, it's fear, 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 panic, panic, panic. And I'm just not buying into it. It's almost as if something's feeding off the fear and the panic, and I just will not give them mine. I refuse. I want to be that light, that love, that energy that shines.
That's right. Be a hand or be a listening ear or just being a support. And I suppose we all know we're not going to make good decisions when we fear things.
I've never made a good decision when I'm panicking. Have you?
No, never.
It's
No,
true, isn't
definitely
it?
not.
And I think, those of us that have been doing work on ourselves for a while, obviously, as this crazy time's hitting us, we are obviously stronger and able to deal with it more. And that doesn't mean I'm not, casting aspersions on people that haven't done any work on themselves. Not everybody obviously feels the need to. Um, but now is a really good time, especially those people that aren't key workers, that aren't going out to work, that have that time. Now is a wonderful time for them to really connect with themselves, to really embrace themselves, to really forgive themselves, and really be more in tune with that higher energy, that higher self, that inner spirit, what you call it, whatever, lots of people have different terms for it.
Yeah,
Now's that time. That's what we need to do. That's, to me, that's home. That feels like home. Being in the ego, panicky, fearful mind feels like hell.
absolutely. And I suppose my job for people really is to try and get them to connect to higher consciousness or expanded states of awareness. Because when you're in that state of consciousness, it is impossible for you to feel fearful or any bad negative emotions.
That sounds like what we all need, Peter.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, without a doubt. And this too shall pass. We're all here to experience things of life, and we've all decided to come in and experience these things together, and at these particular times, for sure.
I do believe that. I do believe that we didn't come here unwillingly. I think this was our choice. I think we chose to be here at this time, you
Of
know?
course, because we all have free will and choice, just like the spirit world has. So, of course, we've chosen to come in here at this particular time.
So we wouldn't be here if we couldn't deal with it, right?
Absolutely. My philosophy in life is God will never give you a burden too big that he knows you can't carry.
Yeah, I agree with that totally, totally, totally. But also, if we really do claim that power, then we claim our God power too, right? God ain't
Absolutely.
scared of anything, right?
Absolutely nothing at all. And when you think about it, God is greater than any man, woman, or child. So, God created this world. So at the end of the day, God is the only person that could ever destroy this world, which we know he would never do.
The thing that I like about the creation story as well, if you want to put kind of things into perspective, and obviously we don't, A lot of us believe in that word, in those stories, but even if it's just representational, God created us last. He created everything for us before he created us. Everything that we could ever want, everything that we could ever need, everything in terms of food. I mean, even, it might have taken us a while to harness the power of electricity, but it's not like somebody created that out of thin air. Everything that we could want was already available to us. I think that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely, because when you think about it, God created the world. The very first thing to be created was water. Then there was land to be created. I mean, if you think, if he created humans first and water, we'd be all swimming for dear life. But he created land, fruits, berries, trees, grass, animals, so we could all survive in this physical world when you think about it. So he knew exactly what he was doing.
So if we accept that, that amazing power, that amazing wisdom, and that we, that higher self part of us is that part of us that, we've heard time and time again that we're made in God's image. To me, that means that we have that ability and that power, but we don't have it if we're fearful. We don't have it if we're off running with our ego minds into Crazyville, running around like headless chickens. When we can stand in our power and accept that we are part of that and feel that love and that light, then now it's a bother, as my mum said.
Yeah, I mean, when you're connected to a conscious, expanded state, as I said to you earlier, there's no way you can feel fear, hatred, anger, resentment. You can only feel pure positive energy and unconditional love.
Now, me and my crazy imagination and coming up with all sorts of different things. I kind of personify that higher self part of me, that wise part of me. And I actually give them names. I personify the ego part of me. And I'm like, if I was in a room with these two people, who would I listen to? It's a no-brainer. I'm not going to listen to my ego mind. I'm not going to listen to her and all the fear-mongering that she's going to do. I'm going to listen to the wise one that tells me all about not worrying and how everything's amazing. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, right? We don't know what the future's going to hold. No. But we can either project that we want a crazy, worrisome, horrible future, or we can project that we want this beautiful, amazing, connected future where everybody's more loving and kind.
Completely, and that's what the whole message is about of what's going on at the moment.
So if you were to give some advice to people listening in terms of how they can do that, I know obviously you do various different types of meditations, you put some of those online, but if you were to give them some sort of advice now, and the thing is that I obviously know what you're going to be saying. The funny thing is that I think people tend to over-intellectualize things. There's this theory in our planet that unless you've got 7,000 degrees and a doctorate to your name and you make lots of complicated language, then obviously you don't know what you're talking about. But I think simplicity is genius. How would you explain to somebody how to connect with that higher power that they have within them?
Yeah, so I suppose really, meditation is very important. Trying to place yourself around positive people, which we know is not always easy, or trying to keep yourself in positive situations as much as possible. Reading as much spiritual books that you could possibly get your hands on. When all this kind of stuff lifts over, kind of looking out, spiritual teachers, gurus, whatever you want to call us, and kind of participating in workshops, spiritual retreats, being around just like-minded people will help you to grow and to find your light and your power.
And obviously, even though we might be quarantined in our own homes right now, we are able to access a whole load of people online that are full of love and light and positivity, and we should seek them out, right?
Completely. And I know personally myself, I'm doing an awful lot of stuff on the internet or online with people already, and I love it. It's very interesting.
Yeah, most of my work's done online these days. I mean, I'd rather be in the room with somebody for sure, but shall we admit to everyone that you and I have never actually met?
That's right. We've never physically met. No.
We feel like we've known each other for forever.
That's right. We know each other about 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like that. I do work internationally as well, and I have clients all over the world, not just in Ireland or England. I have clients that come to me all over the world through word of mouth, through different resources, and we connect online when I can't get to be with them at that particular time.
Well, I certainly recommend what you do. You know, when people ask me with regard, I know lots of mediums, and you know, I know real true mediums, people that are good, and you're certainly given, when I give out names, you're certainly on that list with regards to people that I trust, that are genuine, that can really do that. So, you know, if anybody out there is wanting to connect with past loved ones, then I'd certainly recommend that they get in touch with you. Or if somebody wants to learn more about how to be a medium, or if somebody wants to learn how to access that power and sit in that power. But it's pretty simple, isn't it? You just decide that you're going to do it.
It's just a thought. Everything in this world is a thought. I suppose, really, when you think about it, there's a lot of spiritual teachers that love to complicate things for people, to make people or students believe that they're somewhat better than them. And of course, we're not, because we're all one, as I said to you earlier.
Yeah, we all have maybe different abilities.
Yeah,
we are all equal, right? We're all, what is it? You have a beautiful saying about a droplet. What was it?
Yeah, we're a droplet of God's presence and love and energy when you think about it.
That's amazing. If we can just even hold on to that and feel that love, then we're going to feel better. You know, in terms of, obviously, the interesting thing I find at the moment when I have listened to the craziness that's going on is that people are talking, obviously, about this illness, this sickness, but nobody's talking about what to do in order to help themselves not get sick. They're not giving them ideas on what they can do for their immunity. And yes, okay, diet is very important, what we drink, what we eat, but what we think is just as important. We all know that stress causes us to, you know, have illness. But if we are feeling full of love and light and happiness as much as we can, obviously, then we're giving our cells on a basic level, we're giving those cells a chance to do what they need to do rather than them being in stress mode. So, you know, not only just to feel happier, we need to do all of this as well so that we are physically stronger too. Would you agree with that?
Oh, completely. You know, because a happy mind is a happy body and a happy spirit. You know, of course, these times, not just these times, but in general, we should all be kind of filling our bodies up with vitamins, like I do all the time. Eat healthy, stay away from things that are not good for us. And because when you do that sort of stuff anyway, it's going to make it easier to have a more calmer mind, for certain. I'm very much into organic foods and eating healthy. Of course, we all like to dig in at something we shouldn't every now and then. I suppose that's part of our human spoiling ourselves or trait. But of course, just learning to sit, to be in the power and the presence of your own beautiful light and spirit and soul.
Beautiful. I love it.
And being grateful and thankful for where we are and where we are at this moment of time.
There is so much to be thankful for, isn't there? Even though there's so much that we could worry about, there is so much to be thankful for. And I've been saying to people lately, like, don't use your imagination to worry. That imagining all the worst case scenarios is only just going to weaken you emotionally, physically. Use that beautiful imagination to think about all the things that you've been taken for granted that you want to do again, all those people that you want to hug, all those places that you want to go, the sand between your toes or the wind in your hair, whatever it is. There's so much to be thankful for that we've taken for granted for so long. And even now, we have technology. We're connected. Imagine if this had happened 20 years ago when nobody had a computer or anything. You know, there is so much to be thankful for. And I think the more we can focus on that, the easier it'll be too.
Completely, without a doubt. It's great that we can connect to each other through phones or through internet, or it's just amazing how technology has grown over the years.
And I think people are reaching out to people that they don't normally connect with. Obviously, people have more time, but people are thinking on a different level, right? People are being more concerned about the people that are on their own, you know, and reaching out to them so they don't feel as lonely. And that is just magically beautiful. It really is.
Absolutely. And when you think about it, I suppose life for us all goes very quickly, you know, and I suppose it's nice to kind of leave some history after ourselves when we leave this planet.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay. Well, in terms of, obviously, the reason that I'm starting to do these podcasts, and I'm sure you and I will be talking more and more, but the whole reason that we're wanting to do it is really to help people to, I guess, grow their souls, right? Right now, more than any other time, seems like it's really, really important. You know, let's be like that lighthouse. Let the craziness be swirling around us, and let's stand in our power and shine our light. because by doing that, we actually give other people permission to do the same.
Completely, without a doubt. And you know how you really get to know yourself is by meditating or sitting in the quietness of your own mind and sitting with that God power, that unconditional love. And then therefore that makes it easier for us all to be able to connect to other people's energy when we know who we are.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I love that. I think it's a Buddhist saying that you can't pour from an empty cup. You
That's
know,
right.
we're running around looking after everybody else. We have it depletes us. We have to look after ourselves. And it's not a selfish way in the way that selfish is known at this time, like, I'm okay, screw everybody else. It's all about, no, it's about, I think the yogis call it self-full. It's about nurturing yourself first so you have more to give, more wisdom to share, and, that you're in a better place for it. It's not to your own detriment.
Absolutely. I suppose the word meditate comes from Latin, and that means to go into the center. And we have to remember, I suppose, we are mind, body, and spirit, and we have to take care of that part of ourselves as well.
So really, I need to get that, all these personal trainers that are doing all those things online, I'll get to talk to them as well and get some exercise. But you're right, I'm kind of taking the mickey because exercise isn't my forte. But yeah, mind, the body, the spirit, if they're all in tune, if they're all being loved and nurtured and given what they need, then we are looking after ourselves first and foremost.
Absolutely. And again, gratitude and just embracing the journey that we are all on together at this moment in time.
Yeah, we're all just walking each other home, right? As Ram Dass famously said.
Yeah, absolutely. We are just all walking each other home. That's right.
It's true, isn't it? So we all just need to make sure that we're as nice to each other as we can be on this journey, that we are as nice to ourselves first and foremost that we can be on this journey.
And patience and trust is another thing I'd like to just add in there again for people.
Patience, trust, going with the flow, right? That's what going with the flow is. It's knowing that it's all going to work out.
Yeah, and trying to not control an uncontrollable situation that we can't control.
Well, we set ourselves up for failure when we do that. And when we do that, when we fail, we feel rubbish and we feel anxious.
Absolutely.
So
the more we can be grateful, like every single day, I get up every single morning and I meditate for about an hour. And I always put out to the universe, to God, what I'm grateful for in my life. I always look to the good things in my life and not look to the things that are negative emotions, Well,
I know I'm grateful that I met you. I'm grateful that we're in each other's lives. I know that
vice versa.
We do have a very wonderful connection going on, and we do feel like we're on a mission, right? We're going to try
we're definitely on a mission together.
Try and help heal the planet. So we will do more of these, Peter. We definitely will.
Sure.
But for today, is there anything in closing that you'd like to sum up or share with people? I will obviously put your information under all of this so people can contact you. But is there anything that you would like to say?
Just feel the fear, do it anyway. Bring yourself into positivity like we spoke about. Keep yourself out of media so much, publicity of all of what's going on in the world. Try to be around more positive people, more like-minded people. Reach out to people. Try and tap into some kind of spiritual guru, spiritual teacher that you can follow. Positive quotes, meditation, reading books, and just appreciation and gratification for where we all are at this moment in time, and knowing that too shall pass.
Yeah, try stop thinking and be more in the moment, right? Be more mindful.
Exactly. Embrace your power and the love for yourself, and then you'll find beauty and love in everything else and everybody else that you come in contact with from here on in.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Peter. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You and I can talk and talk and talk and talk. And I'm sure we will record one of these again, maybe get into the specifics of things a little bit more if you'd like to share a bit more. But for today, thank you, sweetheart. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And let's do this. Let's stop talking about it. Everybody, let's take some time today and give ourselves a bit of a break from all this and really reconnect with who we truly are. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you so much, and stop procrastinating.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? Everyone's procrastinating at the moment. There's a lot
Yeah,
of motivation. I think that's a result of just, the shock that's going on. So, I think now things have, we're kind of a little bit more settled into this. Now's the time to get it done, right? Now's the time to do it.
completely. Absolutely. And going with the flow.
Well, big, big virtual hugs coming to you and yours.
Absolutely.
And
And same here.
I'll talk to you soon, Peter. Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
pleasure. Thank you, Angela. God bless you.
Thank you. You too,
Take
darling.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.